Hey, it's Kevin George here. Welcome back to the pasthisprime YouTube channel, and welcome back to the Dyson Sphere Program, where we madly were setting up our next Dyson Sphere on our red giant. But this might look a little bit different. I'm not at my red giant right now. So where I am is back on my home planet, and the reason for that is just in between videos I came back here to fix certain things up. So I'll just give you a run through of what I've done. It's an escalating problem though, so every time I fix one thing I create another. So what I did, right, solar cells were looking pretty good. Some items are okay, I think because things had sort of finished off. Now, you can see here I have created a massive area of these carbon nanotubes, I think they're called. I need a lot of that, and I needed spiniform. I had to fly to a new star system to get some more spiniform stalagmite because I was running low on the one I had. Found a water-based planet, total water. Mined quite a lot, but I do need to go back and mine more because I ran out of soil and I can't build anything without putting foundation on it. On a water planet, you need soil as well as the foundation. So I'd run out. But we've got plenty coming in at the moment, but I have made a note to go back and get mining the rest of it. Now, I created that because something else that I had ramped up needed it, and I can't remember what it was. Not that. So much stuff here. Okay, it was these. All right. So we had a shortage of frame material. And I still do, as you can see. I don't know where it's all going, but I had to ramp up this carbon nanotube so that's why I'm saying it's a constant escalating problem. So to fix from the top down, I was trying to fix, what was I trying to fix? I was trying to fix the rockets. Okay. Let's see, where were the rockets? They're here somewhere. I know they are. I've seen them. Where are you hiding, rockets? I didn't think they were far away. Am I missing something here? I can't find them now. Great. I'm sure they ran along the solar. There they are. Okay, so I started working backwards, right? So we had a shortage of these small carrier rockets, which are obviously essential for Dyson Sphere. When I looked at that, I found that I was low on these Dyson Sphere components. So then I went to fix that. Now I notice I'm low on deuterium fill rods. Again. That just never ends. So I keep making notes of these things that are breaking. Now they were fine before. Now I had a problem with these. So then I went over to fix those. And then of course, when you go over to fix those, then you find what's breaking those. Now, got to get back to where they were. Oh, I just did a loop. I'm back where I was. Where the hell? Oh my God, why do I keep getting lost? There they are. Okay, so then there was this problem, all right? And they were not being made enough. So I made that bigger. Of course, that then meant that things ran out. Frame material ran out. Processors were okay, but now they're not. So I already have noted I've got to go fix processors. I went to fix frame material, which I thought I had done by here again. making it bigger and making sure we had all the resources, which was what I said. I had to go fix up the carbon nanotubes, which I did. Now we have a problem with titanium alloy, which I have already noted. I have to go and fix titanium alloy. So it just keeps going, escalating, escalating, escalating. Every time you fix one thing, you break another, and then another and another. Now, I guess if I made everything to perfect, perfection scale, whatever, then you wouldn't have this problem. But the problem is every time a new recipe comes up, it needs something like, oh, we need more graviton lenses. It's sort of bound to happen because even if you build things to scale, you're building it for what you wanted to build it for. So I have lots of things that I need to fix, but you can see I've scaled up lots of stuff. I've cleaned up some stuff. Some stuff is just the way it is. It just sits here doing what it's doing. But what we do have, we have drones flying everywhere. This is our main center now. I haven't researched anything else for a while. I've been letting it just sort of settle. I should really continue to research these veins because that's going to help us with those rare items as well. It's like 20k. All right, we'll do it. We'll activate it. Every now and then I just activate one, get it researching. All right. And off we go. So I actually made the research a little bit bigger and actually cut back the size of this because I really just don't push this hard enough to warrant a bigger size. It just doesn't. I don't have it to the size and scale. Okay, so we have lots of things to come back and fix, but the Dyson Sphere, as far as I can tell, is actually complete. Now, I'm still shooting sails, which I'm thinking of stopping because I want to see what happens. I want to see, does the Dyson Sphere break down or does it stay? We've got 8.98 gigawatts, okay, and that's mainly 830 gigawatts for the Dyson shell and a little bit extra for these sails that are going around. Now, I want to save the sails for my other planet star system. Okay, so let's have a look. What have we got here? How did I get like... Oh, jeez, I don't know. Sometimes I pick up stuff and I have no idea why or how. Which was the one that was just short of titanium, so I can get rid of this one's in my inventory. No. Who's you? Get rid of that. I don't want it. Alright. Okay, so what I want to do, two things. We want to go to the planet that is shooting the solar and stop it. And while we're doing that, whoop, can't fly while I'm in planet view. Maybe we could have a bit of a peruse of the old, yeah, get up there, of the Dyson Sphere. So there it is, looking pretty nice. Go a little bit faster, but so I'm happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it from a first Dyson Sphere attempt. And you know what? I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to achieve or not achieve. I guess if you want to look good on the Milky Way, you want to go for maximum power. That's what's going to make you stand out. But, you know, what do? Do you just cover the entire thing? I mean, you could have no gaps at all and just cover it entirely. You know, and maybe that's what you get to. I guess from my point of view, I just wanted to make something that looked not just like a giant thing. I mean, you know, I could fill in those big gaps in the middle with some more cross-patch stuff, you know. I mean, you could go never-ending with the filling in. And, you know, there might be something I come back to. Who knows? You know, we might just come back and beef these up. It all depends on what happens with the game in the future. I'm hoping something does happen soon, because it's sort of like, to be honest with you, I had these grand plans of just doing everything, and then you sort of get to the point. So they're full, but they're just flashing. I'm assuming they're flashing because they've got nothing to shoot. You get to the point where you think, oh yeah, I'm going to do more and more and more and more. And then there's just nothing to do. Why? So that's set to local demand, yet it has nothing. Okay, is it because I stopped it on the other side? Curious. I mean, it's still firing somewhere. Local storage, remote demand. Okay, yeah, we didn't stopped. Okay, so I am going to set that filter to none. So they'll fire for a little bit more. And then that should just stay as is. I mean, I can leave it as remote demand, because it just won't do anything. It's full. So these sails here will eventually just, I guess, disappear. It can't shoot at the moment. It's an impressive sight. Okay. Yeah, so that's where we're at. So I'm curious to see what happens to this. Does it fall off? You know, do you have to keep topping it up, or once you build it, it's just done and it just stays there forever? Who knows? Well, somebody probably knows. Now, I had these great ideas of building everything at my new red giant, but then I'm doing so much work on this home planet, it's almost like, why would I? We have a good setup for solar panels, solar sails. We have a good setup, not a good setup, but I have a setup that I'm working on for the rockets and everything else. And it's, to me, it's actually easier, well, not easier, but it seems easier for me to attempt to like improve the sail building and the rocket building than it is to try and start again in a new star system. So it sort of convinces me to want to just import them and then make sure they're fixed up constantly on the home planet. Now, I don't know the best way to fly and warp here, but what I find is I move the square and I keep adjusting it to be in the spot I want, and then I just press the W key and it sort of straightens me up. Like, you can watch the yaw and pitch there, and you'll see it sort of goes more off. And if you press W, sort of brings it back in line a bit. That's what I do, because I could never work out how to really fly this accurately, and it's the best approach I've got. It's probably a more proper way to do it, but that's the way I do it. Oh yeah, autosave. Autosave is starting to get a little bit glitchy with me. It really is freezing for a bit. It's not too bad, but it does freeze a tiny bit. Just annoying when it does it at a crucial moment. Alright, let's come out here. I think. Have we got far enough? Oh god, we're a bit out, aren't we? Where was I building it? Now, there was only 2 planets, wasn't there? Was it that one? Yeah, we should be able to get a clue. No, maybe it was the kimberlite. Yeah, because I can see the silicons dropping. It's that one. Okay. Let's get back over there. We'll speed ourselves up. Let's see how quickly we can get that number down. Can always warp again if I need to, but... Okay, we're coming in hot. Bang! Okay. Alright, so I think the other thing I did here, I did mention I was going to do it. So I've been mining silicon, silicon, and I built this giant high purity silicon setup here. So it's just making tons of high purity silicon, which is all being flown back to the home planet for various things. So that's what we did with that. Alright, so I did do that off camera, and that is very handy because I needed that. That was one thing that had fallen apart. Okay, so since we've made the decision to request, and since our Dyson Sphere on the other planet has stopped, I am going to start to request. Now, I don't know. Let's request 5,000. Okay, we're going to do that. And let's go down the other end. Going to request our sales. Again, I think I'll set it to 5,000. Alright, so that's going to go. Leave that coming in. That'll break everything on our home planet probably. I'll stand here and have a bit of a charge up. Okay, so I did some work on the Dyson Sphere planning. That's annoying me. Off camera, and the reason is because I wanted to play with an idea and I didn't know if it would work or how I was going to do it, and it took me ages of stuffing around to get something half decent. So it was not something I wanted to do on camera because I would have been really annoying to everybody and would have just looked horrible, and me destroying and rebuilding constantly. But I'm going to show you what I've done. And this is what I've done. Okay, so bit of background to this. I like playing guitar. I played guitar for years and years and years. And I wanted to do something interesting. And I thought, what if I could somehow draw some guitars? Now, this is obviously like a Flying V style guitar, not necessarily my favorite style guitar. I have no problem with them, but it's not necessarily my favorite. But it was the best that I could come up with. I've tried a few other designs, a few other ideas, and just the limitations with the textures that you can use made it hard. And I stuffed around with this for ages and ages and ages. All right, so we just started off with a little bit of a top. I just made that a bit thicker. Even the headstocks on these guitars were not necessarily the design I would have done. So they sort of look more like a Dean guitar style, if you know anything about guitars, but it just suited. I was using this shape, the more triangle shape, and that's what I came up with. So they're just all around, just giant guitars. I wanted to fill this space a little bit, couldn't really come up with any ideas, so I just put these diamonds. And then this whole bottom bit, again, was just me thinking, what can I do? And I just did this sort of pattern around, cross matched it, and I actually think it looks okay. Like if you take that off, it looks interesting, because even though when you look at it this way, they were sort of straight lines, when you put it like this, they actually look like they're all curved because of the shape of the sphere. And that's what I've drawn. Is it the most efficient? Probably not. But I wanted to do something interesting and different. Again, just for the sake of it. So that's what I came up with. Some of the patterns and some of the things, what I did work out, which I didn't know you could do, is that you can start drawing with one pattern and then switch to the other to do other components. So if you have some components you want to use the square blocks or square frames, you can. And you can switch to that, because once you've drawn it, it just is drawn. It's not locked to these geometric grids, right? They're just to help you draw. So you can switch to create different things on your sphere. But most of it was done in this one, and that's what I've got at the moment. I would have liked to have done extra bits of detail on the guitars and stuff, but it's just not possible. The way the Dyson Sphere is created, the limitations, like you can't build nodes too close together and things like that. It just made it very hard, and it took a long time to even just get this right for me. But I'm pretty happy with it. So that's what I've got, and that's what we're going to try and build. And I don't even think I understand the scale of this, because this is a red giant. This is massive compared to my other star system, even though when you look at it, you don't think it is. But it is. So, question is, what we have? We have the sails. Okay, they came in pretty quickly. And we also have the rockets. So what do we reckon? Should we start? And what do you want to start with? Do we start with the... We don't even know if this works. We've never tested it. Is it time to test? Let's get some sails going. What do you reckon? Here we go. I didn't think I would start building this quickly, to be honest with you. Alright, so they're going to be shooting like mad for a little while. I don't know how... Are these sails actually going to get around? That's the trick. Will they get around? Well, they're starting to. I think it's just going to take time. They're just going to have to flood out. That's going to keep requesting more. Will it keep up? Who knows? I mean, there's going to be an initial flood, because we've got to fill up these two circles. But then it might slow down a little bit with the rate that the sails come out. So we'll let that go. Look, I'll guarantee you it's going to break our planet. Now, I need soil badly. So I'm wondering if I can just use lots of foundation and grab all of these soil. And I've already run out. Because this planet's got some nice soil mounds that would be really good to fill up my soil. So I can go back to that spinner fall. Okay, so now let's see if the rockets work. Here we go. And we're going to have some shooting going here, are we? Okay. It's going to take a bit. Now, we don't obviously have a lot, but, you know, I could scale this up massively, but as I've indicated, to do that, it's going to easily break my rocket building system, so I'm not in that much of a rush to shoot too many rockets up. So that's right, we are on the other side, aren't we? Okay, so we can see from here we're shooting. Yeah, okay, it's starting at the top. Okay, whatever. So it's shooting all the rockets to the top at the moment. Now, if I go out planet view, there we go. Okay, we've got solar started. Oh yeah, it's going. Okay, that's the two different rings, I guess, that I made, orbits. They're going to take a while. Our research is getting close. And our rockets are all going down here. Even that is big compared to the sun, isn't it? Okay. It is what it is. It's got to do it. Ah, hang on. Did I get my foundation? Not yet. Right. So far we've got 157 megawatts. All these rockets are just doing this little bit at the top. Are you kidding me? This build is gonna take forever. Oh my god, and look how many sails it's gonna take. This is massive. This is way bigger than even I can just comprehend. Oh, we got 1,000. How did we get only 1,000? Okay, so the rockets are still coming in. It's still... It will break. It's gonna break. It has to break. We already know that there's things not right on the planet, so we're gonna run out of rockets or sails. I'm not as worried about the sails, to be honest. They were always fairly good. It's still the rocket system, because it's such a complicated build. To try and map out what you've got to do to build these, it's massive, right? Because you've got these, that, and they all take different items. Well, these two share processors, and then each one of the things underneath those is blooming complicated, right? It's really complicated. And if you were to look at this, like as in start of game, you would think, oh my God, how am I ever going to get there? But that's the beauty of the game, right? I'm not some fantastic builder or anything like that, right? I don't play building games all my life and everything else. The game guides you enough and lets you build up as you go so smoothly that you just sort of get to this point where it's not too bad. I mean, of course, everything collapses underneath if you don't build it right, like I do. But it doesn't overwhelm you. It sort of lets you gradually, you know, improve. I didn't want it to get more. Hang on. Storage. Alright, I don't really know how much I want to do. All I know is I want a lot of soil. So let's find just a couple of big spots here. Just want to get lots of soil. I wish there was another way to get lots of soil, but there isn't. What they need is a some sort of like excavation type technology, so you can dig soil if you wanted to. I probably should get another. I should do this hill right here. So the trick now with this game is what next? Okay, what do you do next? And I've seen a lot of other YouTubers have the same problem. It's sort of like you go into this game and you have this grand vision and you go, man, I'm going to play this forever. And I could do this forever. But then when it comes to doing the videos, you sort of think, I've run out of ideas. What should I do? So if there's anything you want me to do or you want to see or any ideas, let me know, because I'm obviously keen to keep playing this. But I'm concerned that it's going to get to the point where I'm just showing you me constantly fixing up stuff that keeps breaking, or me running short on some resource and doing something else. And, you know, how many Dyson Spheres do you build before you just get bored building Dyson Spheres? Especially if this is all I have to do. You know, if my home planet can cater for building these Dyson Spheres with all of the infrastructure, then all I have to do is do what I did on this planet and just place everything down, draw the Dyson Sphere and fire it up, and off it goes. Now, what I do want to do is I still want to find some of these unique planets. I still have not found a unique, interesting, different planets. It's getting to the point where it's really annoying, because it's like, is there any in my actual game at all? What worries me is that once you've picked your star system, that none of these new planets they came up with get introduced, and there's nothing in there. So the only way to get them is to start a new game. And if that's the case, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed by that, because I don't know if I want to start a new game. to be honest with you. I don't know. I've seen a couple other people start new, and I look at it and I think, oh my God, it's so frustrating watching the start of the game again. Once you get to this point, to go back to not having all of this technology and stuff can be quite complicated and quite tedious. Okay, so we got another minus 6% ore consumption and plus 10% mining speed. So that's good. So we'll let that settle for a bit. We could obviously go again. Next to 24,000. As I said, I'd like to let it settle a little bit. And I'm still keen on this one as well. Solar ray energy dissipation. It could help us. I'm not really so much about powering our planets, but it could be good for the antimatter. Because what are they called? It's not antimatter. How do you get, where is it? I don't even know what they call it. This stuff. What is it? Critical photon gets generated from those ray receivers. So I don't know if it improves those. Okay, we're only getting 1,000 in at the moment. How are we looking now? Okay, see the solar sails have been going for this long and they haven't even barely got a quarter of the way. We are still firing rockets up to this top bit. If this gets completed, this could be a really massive. Now you can see the blue, here, these blue ones here. So the sails are already going in and building their parts. So that's good. Actually, this rail here is almost finished. Whatever you call this connector thing. Yeah, but we got to fill up this entire section here. And all that, and that's just that small, tiny little top. It's interesting that it's focused purely on that. Oh no, it hasn't. Now it's started down here. I don't know what it's deciding is the place to build, but see, it's actually started here too. I don't know if it's just random. Yeah, so there's some there. I don't know. Okay, so we'll leave that. I'm just going to take the lot. Clear that out there. Give me soil. Oh, that's the end of my foundations again. 566,000 soil. I don't know how much that is in comparison to what I need. Okay, let's just check. So far they're going strong. Oh, that's interesting. The sales are struggling, but not really. They're coming in. Yep. Okay. Well. Not. Okay, let me just think. Speaking crap. Right, so we can see that's being built there. You can see the sails coming along. and nicely. Okay, so I think my next step is I'm going to be going back to my home planet again and probably fixing some things up. And as I said, I'd like to do some investigation on other planets to try and find stuff. But to find interesting planets and things like that, that's definitely something I want to do. I will try and go back and get the rest of this spinifore as well, but I don't know if I've got enough soil. But at least I know now, if I want soil, I'll come back to this planet. This is where I can get tons of soil. There's so many hills, and it's just a barren wasteland, so it doesn't make it look too terrible, considering I don't colour it. But yeah, and don't fill up these holes, obviously, because that adds soil, or takes it away from me. Alright, so I think we'll call it there. A little bit short. Not short, I don't know. It's probably the right length of time for a video. It's probably what everybody prefers. But we'll call it there. So just a quick reminder that if you want to support the channel because you like what I'm doing, check out the description below where you'll find a link to buy me a virtual coffee. Also, don't forget to like the video so YouTube will promote it and, you know, let everybody else see it. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon to be notified of all my future videos. Most importantly, if you want to chat with me, leave me a comment. If you want to provide some ideas, if I make mistakes, you want to correct things, you want to provide improvements to my gameplay or even to the videos, whatever, or you just want to generally chit chat, please feel free to. I'd love to get to know my followers better and chat a lot to everybody if I can. I read all the comments 100% at the moment because I don't get that many comments. I can't, you know, maybe in the future if I get thousands and thousands of comments, maybe I won't be able to read them all. But at the moment, now is your opportunity. If you want to chat with me, you can, because I do read every comment now and I answer everyone that warrants an answer as quickly as I can. And yeah, it really helps me, you know, with the channel, and also, you know, build some friendships online. Who knows? Whatever. Yeah, other than that, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.